In East County, firefighters are battling yet another brush fire in Pine Valley. The skies are thick with white smoke and flames lick at the base of the forest. It's a familiar sight in California, but something strange is missing this year: panic. Because the heroes of this story don't wear helmets or fly helicopters, they chew. When Pine Valley County announced it was releasing thousands of goats into its fire-prone forests, most people laughed. At town hall meetings and coffee shops, the idea was the butt of every joke. One local scoffed, "We've tried planes, bulldozers, even chemical foam, and now we're betting on goats? What's next? Squirrels with fire extinguishers?" But then, something unexpected happened. Fire season arrived, and barely a spark followed. The laughter quieted. Jokes turned into stunned curiosity. Because those goats, chewing their way through hillsides, devouring dry brush, invasive fig trees, and waist-high weeds, had done something miraculous. They had cleared what multi-million-dollar firefighting programs couldn't. And the result? A transformation so vivid, it was nearly poetic. The air, once choked with ash and smoke, now carried the crisp scent of cedar and wild sage. How did a plan that sounded like satire become a county-wide wildfire prevention strategy? It starts with one hungry idea and a herd that wouldn't quit. Back in the 1980s, Pine Valley was not the tinderbox it would later become. Wildfires were occasional, brief flare-ups caused by lightning or campfires gone wrong. They were managed with helicopters, fire breaks, and the occasional evacuation. But the landscape changed. Summers got longer, rainfall grew unpredictable, forests that once retained moisture became dry, brittle matchsticks. The 1987 High Ridge Fire was Pine Valley's first wake-up call. 60,000 acres burned in just 12 days, 248 homes lost, 5 lives gone, a whole region shaken. That was only the beginning. In 1999 came the Cedar Hill Inferno, followed by the 2008 Iron Gulch Blaze and the devastating 2015 Silverthorn Fire. The latter alone consumed 40,000 acres and cost the county over $120 million. Every year, the fires came faster, hotter, and harder to contain. Fire Chief Marcus Hall, a 30-year veteran of Pine Valley Emergency Services, recalled, "We kept upgrading equipment, writing new protocols, buying new retardants, but every year we lost more." By 2020, the situation was grim. Controlled burns backfired, quite literally. Several escaped their boundaries due to unexpected wind shifts. Chemical fire retardants contaminated local water supplies and devastated nearby ecosystems. Bulldozers and fire breaks worked temporarily, but high winds rendered them useless. Insurance companies began to abandon Pine Valley, labeling it uninsurable. Residents lived on edge. Sirens became background noise. Every hot day brought dread. "We were exhausted," Hall said, "mentally, physically, financially. It was like fighting a dragon with a garden hose." And then, an old idea resurfaced. An idea so basic, it almost felt like a joke. Goats. In early 2022, Pine Valley launched a pilot program. 400 goats, managed by veteran herder Teresa Mendoza, were released near the fire-prone slopes of Gold Rock Canyon. Teresa, whose family had herded goats in the region for 4 generations, was skeptical at first, but intrigued. "They eat everything," she said. "Dry grass, fig trees, poison oak, even bark. You give them a fence line and let them loose." Within 3 weeks, the results were visible. Hillsides that once looked like they'd ignite with a spark now resembled cleanly grazed meadows. The goats cleared 30 acres, every twig, weed, and dried-out bush stripped clean. "It was eerie," said one local ranger. "We'd never seen that slope look so quiet, like it had taken a deep breath." The goats worked day and night, fertilizing as they grazed, climbing where machines couldn't, navigating terrain so steep even firefighters hesitated. Despite initial doubt, the pilot was a breakthrough. The data was undeniable. By 2023, over 3,000 goats were active across the county in rotating herds. They were managed with temporary fencing, monitored by drones, and equipped with GPS collars. High-risk zones were grazed in timed cycles, ensuring regrowth was managed without overgrazing. The results? Fuel load in treated areas dropped by 62%. Emergency fire incidents fell from 19 in 2021 to just 4 in 2023, none exceeding a single acre. Fire-related home losses, 0. Cost savings, over $1.4 million in emergency response and manual clearing. "It was surreal," Chief Hall admitted. We weren't getting fire calls from the places we always did. Among the thousands of goats, one stood out: Junebug. An alpine goat with a distinctive black stripe and a stubborn streak, Junebug became a local celebrity after refusing to leave a ridge until every last fig tree was gone. Residents began sharing photos, creating memes, and even forming a fan page. Soon, kids were mailing crayon-drawn letters to Junebug. She appeared in local parades, was honored at the Pine Valley Fair, and starred in the viral campaign, #FireGoat. Junebug wasn't just a mascot, she was the face of a movement. What started as a fire mitigation plan turned into a full-blown cultural renaissance. Local goat products, milk, cheese, soap, fertilizer, exploded in popularity. Markets thrived. Goat herding, once seen as outdated, became a respected trade. Former urban professionals returned to rural life. Teresa trained 11 new apprentices in a single year. Old barns were repaired, fields once abandoned were bustling again. "I left my tech job to become a goat herder," said Mariah Lockett, a former marketing exec, "and I've never felt more alive or more useful." Schools introduced land stewardship lessons, kids visited grazing sites on field trips, community pride swelled, and then nature began to heal. In areas cleared by goats, native plants returned. Wildflowers bloomed, pollinators reappeared. Deer and foxes were seen more frequently. In one celebrated moment, a golden eagle nested in the restored Pine Hills Reserve, the first such sighting in nearly 2 decades. A Stanford environmental study found goat-grazed plots retained 18% more soil moisture. Fire spread rate in these areas dropped by over 60%. Ecosystem biodiversity increased by 34% within a single season. All this thanks to goat droppings, plant control, and the absence of chemical intervention. CNN ran a special, "Can Goats Save the West?" National Geographic filmed a documentary titled "Hooves on the Hills." Other counties came calling. El Dorado, Sonoma, Marin, all sent delegations to Pine Valley. Spain, Australia, Portugal, and South Africa expressed interest. Goats weren't just fighting fire. They were igniting global curiosity. The state of California awarded Pine Valley a $3 million grant to expand the project. A bipartisan bill proposed funding similar programs statewide. From a small pilot to a state-funded blueprint, the goat model was becoming a wildfire solution the world was watching. At its core, the GOAT project isn't just about brush removal. It's a philosophy shift. For decades, we fought nature with chemicals, bulldozers, and brute force. But nature fought back. The goats, they don't fight. They work with nature. They are browsers, not grazers. Unlike sheep, goats eat everything from saplings to low-hanging branches to poison oak. Their hooves aerate the soil. Their digestion neutralizes most invasive seeds. Their fertilizer restores. Carla Jennings, the ecologist who mapped grazing routes, put it best: goats are the land's original reset button. And the people noticed. "I used to be scared every summer," said Donnie Reed, a retired firefighter. "Now I sip coffee and watch goats do my old job better than I ever could." Are goats a miracle cure? No. They can't stop arson. They can't fix power lines. But they buy time. Time to prepare, time to evacuate, time to avoid catastrophe. And maybe that's the smartest thing we've done in decades. By the end of 2024, Pine Valley had cleared over 8,000 acres of fire-prone land. Firefighting costs dropped by 47%. Property insurance stabilized. Tourism and goat product commerce surged. Local shops sold shirts that read, "4 legs, 2 horns, 0 fires." A mural downtown depicted goats standing atop flames, battle-ready. Children reenacted goat patrols at school plays. The town didn't just survive, it evolved. The fight against wildfires in Pine Valley wasn't one with helicopters or hoses. It was one with hooves. Sometimes the smartest solution isn't new. It's ancient, it's humble, and it's hungry. If nature is showing us the way, are we finally ready to follow it?